Everybody, welcome in. I am Julie Maxon, the Maine Stamper, and I am officially 1 day and 5 minutes late for the Christmas Friends card class. Welcome in. Please say hi as you're jumping on. I am here on a Tuesday, and normally I'm here on a Monday, so I think it may be a little tricky for all of my friends to find me today, but if you are watching live, I would appreciate you letting me know that I am good to go, that you can see and hear me. I normally go live, as I said, on a Monday, but I was sick yesterday. I definitely did not feel good. I was laying on the couch in my jammies rather than stamping. And when I woke up this morning, I felt a lot better. And I couldn't wait to get into the craft room and do a little stamping. So I'm here today for your Christmas Friends card class, but more importantly, I'm here today to do a little bit of a review. Hi, Kathy. Kathy, we're going to review our stamp camp. I'm going to kind of share some of the things that we did, and I appreciate you letting me know I look good. I'm going to talk to everybody about all the fun they missed because they weren't there with us. Kathy was the life of the party. She always is. We have such a good time connecting, socializing. We play games. We're going to talk about all those things. Michelle, hi. Michelle was there too. I have so much fun with my friends. These stamp camps, while they wear me out. Hi, Donna. Donna was there. This is great. It's like a reunion. Oh my gosh. So we're going to talk about a little bit of the swag, the prizes, the games, all the things for everybody that missed out, because I really want you to come to the next one if you're able to. Now, I do live in Maine, but I also have a to-go version. I have 5 people that signed up for the to-go version. Now, they will be using their own inks and their own stamps and such like that, but they're getting all the swag and they're getting some prizes and they're getting the card kits. There were 8 card kits. So I'm going to share all the cards with you because I haven't shared any sneak peeks yet on my pages. So I'm going to share all the 8 cards, and then I'm going to rework 4 of them into the Christmas Friends bundle. Now, one of them was the Christmas Friends bundle, so I really only reworked 3. You're going to see what I mean once I get going. So we're going to pop over to my workspace here in a second, and we're going to talk about all the things. I probably should show you some of the stuff. You probably have a sneak peek behind me of some of the stuff. There's some Santa things behind me. But over here, I'm just going to grab this. This was the swag. It's a huge bag. This was the swag bag that everyone got. Now, there was one of these beautiful ornaments on here. This is a kit ornament, in case you're interested in those. Those kits are still on sale till the end of this month. So there's what the ornaments. This is the large. There's a smaller one, too. And then I stamped and put some fancy paper on here. Some of them had the Mossy Meadow. Some of them had the Cherry Cobbler. I changed up this paper here too, but there is some cute little stamping on here. One of my stampers says that she uses this bag as a gift bag, which makes perfect sense. I don't put your name on the bag. So I've been to stamp camps where they personalize the bag, but then you feel like you have to keep it for forever, right? This one can be passed around now. It can become a gift bag. And I love that option, that right out of the gate, you're getting something that you can repurpose and reuse, right? So who doesn't love that? I think the rest of the things I can share with you while we're at my space, although this mailbox is pretty big. This was pretty epic as well. Santa, we wrote letters to Santa, and we received a letter from Santa telling us whether we were naughty or nice. So this was part of the appeal here. We had to put our letters into this hat. Now I'm going to just pull out one and randomly read it. I haven't read all these yet, so I hope that they're PG rated. Because these were the letters. Everyone had to write a letter to Santa. So at their welcome mat, they had this paper right here. Dear Santa. They had to ask Santa for something that was current Stampin' Up, and I wanted them to sign it because I really wanted to know who was writing the letters. And not everyone signed their name. I read 3 really quickly. This one is from Jody. It says, Dear Santa, this year for Christmas, I would really like Stampin' Up's Dotted Circles 3D embossing folder. Industrial trinkets, brushed brass butterflies, please. And she put a little smiley face on it. So everyone wrote a letter to Santa. They're all in here. In fact, I want to just share, this is going to be a fun class tonight, by the way. A couple of you guys, and I haven't opened these yet. I don't know if you can read this or not. Let me try it. Somebody got really fancy with their folds. There's 2 of them in here like this. I'm not sure. Here's the other one. Dear Santa. I'm not sure who did these. Oh, this one says top secret too. I can't wait to open these. I may do a really quick live during the week just to read the Dear Santa letters because I think they're going to be a hoot. But everyone wrote a Dear Santa letter, put it in this cute little hat, and then pulled a letter out of the mailbox. And I'm hoping that I have letters to share with you because I really wanted to show you what they got back. So they had their choice, right? They're all sealed letters. They got to open a letter from Santa after they put in their Dear Santa letter. And this is what Santa said back to them. This was a game. This was for a prize too, by the way. Sweet Stamper, after reviewing your activities this year, I have found you to be nice. Love, Santa. So there was the option for naughty or nice. Of course, this is a stamp that Stampin' Up! Has, naughty or nice, and I love naughty or nice. So Santa sent all of my stampers a letter. They picked it. Some of them were naughty and some of them were nice. Now, the naughty stampers had to pick from the coal bin, and they got trash. And the nice stampers got to pick from the prize bin, and they got treasure. And a lot of our treasure was... actually, everything was wrapped. So we had this big basket full of little prizes in here. So this is an example of what they got to pick out along with the door prize. It was a lot of fun. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the stamp camp because we are reviewing today for anybody that kind of wonders, what does Julie like to do? Julie likes to play games and have fun and give out prizes. So that is a peek of that. Was such a good time. Barbara says, hi, Barbara. Barbara loved her bag. That was awesome. I love the feedback because I feel like it's such a busy day that I never know. Melissa loves hers. I never know what you guys think of all the things. There's so many things, right? I love seeing all of our friends here. This is so awesome. All right, we're going to get over to my workspace. We're going to talk a little bit more about the things at the stamp camp, and then we're going to do our card class for today. So let me switch over my computer. Hopefully I'm transitioning properly. There we go. So part of the camp, everyone got a recipe book. So this was the recipe book, and inside are all of the recipes from all 8 of our projects that we did at Stamp Camp, pictures and all that good stuff, measurements. So everyone got a take-home recipe book, which was awesome. Everyone got a little name tag. So this is where I personalize things. This is my name tag. Hopefully you can see it. I use the hang-in ornament bundle because I love it. These are magnetic. So you can pop these on your refrigerator and keep them. I have a little magnetic board in my room with all of my little magnets. Now, some of them were red and some of them were green, garden green. So I did gold embossing and silver embossing. So someone had red and some had green, but they're all very shiny and pretty. So everyone got one of those lovelies. I gotta set things aside here. Oh, everyone had a treat at their table. I love to do the treats. These are paper pumpkin kits from last November, which are no longer available, sadly, but they're like a 3D type kit. So you can take my stampers got to take this home. I would personally cut this apart and make a couple of cards with this. Pretty easy to do, and I can get the tape off of here. Inside was some treats. I had some Cheryl's Christmas cookies. That happens to be a ladybug, one of those beetle bugs. That was not part of the treats. This is a candy bar. So these are what's inside. Let's see if there's any bugs in this one. My goodness. So there we go. So Cheryl's cookies, Christmas cookies, and some yummy treats inside of their little take-home gifties. So that was at their table too. They also had a DSP pen. Now the DSP pens are just pens that I do. This is not the Christmassy one. We use Christmas paper, but this happens to be one so that they could write their letter to Santa, and then they get to take these home. So this inside here is Designer Series paper wrapped up in this little tube, and these are really great pens. I love those pens. Okay, our grand prize. Let's talk about our grand prize really quick. Our grand prize, I always do something big and fabulous at my big events. Our grand prize was a set of all 4 of the Stampin' Right markers. So this comes as a nice unit if you want to order it. It's been on low inventory quite a bit. But Tammy won this. This is a $126 value, and the tickets to get in were like $65. So basically I paid Tammy and her mom to come stamp with me. But Tammy got those great beautiful markers, so that was really sweet. Everyone had a raffle ticket. They could have earned more if they wanted to. Let's talk about our cards real quick before we talk about Christmas Friends. Let me move this out of the way so you can see the cards that we made, and these are in no particular order. I guess I should start with the fanciest one perhaps. This one, and I forgot to look up the demonstrator's name who designed this card. I copied it pretty much off of Pinterest because I loved it. It is one that's going to sit, it's going to be kind of, it's a fake sidestep card, so hopefully you can see all of that. A lot of embossing, some beautiful coloring. This is the shepherd. I cannot think of words tonight, so I'm going to have to come back to you with all that. But this is a pretty peacock, lots of embossing. I loved that one. This was another fun fold that we did. We grabbed out that cute little star punch, and this is another fun fold. So you can see this one right here, super cute. Some great papers there. We did 2 little ginger men there. I need to probably pop these out of the clear bags because you're not going to be able to see them for all the glare and such. But they go to camp usually in a clear bag so that they don't get all messy and inked on, because that's just so easy to do when there's so many people working. This is with the skates. We've got the little cardinal up here. Love this painted trees embossing folder. Loving the Christmas labels dies. And this one was on the back side just to see what would be on the inside. So we had that for the inside of that card. And let's do this one real quick. These are the 4 that we're not going to make tonight. Let me just tell you that. We're not making these 4 tonight in class, but this one is with the little candle here. We did a fun fold, an accordion fold with the designer series paper where we cut it at a diagonal and then we scored it. Oh, this is what would be on the inside of this one. Have a very Merry Christmas with the little candles right there. So that was this one. These are 4 of the 8 cards right here. And now we're going to do tonight's card class. Now tonight's card class, I've basically turned all of these cards into Christmas friends. Now, I'm not going to show you the cards all right now. We're going to do them one at a time as we make them. But the Christmas Friends stamp set and the dies are super cute. They're way more cute than I thought they would be. Now, they're on page 43 of your mini catalog if you're interested in checking it out. What I was most surprised about, probably, because sometimes I just order things willy-nilly. Let me get a sip. Is this ginormous circle die that's in here. Actually, I don't even know how big this is, but this is a really big circle die. It's almost 3, I'm going to say 3 1/4. It's probably about a 3 1/4 in circle, which is awesome because circles are so valuable. I love using circles. There are dies that are going to cut out all of our images. We have 4 cute little critters here. We have the owl, the mouse, polar bear, and the moose. And we have a cute little Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Now, the only thing I'm going to nitpick about this stamp set is, as adorable as it is, there's very few sentiments that work for me. Happy Holidays really goes with everything. Have a very Merry Christmas really goes with the polar bear. And I will be thinking of you this season. Owl. Like I will. Like, okay, so cute pun with the owl, right? So with the mouse and the moose, you're really stuck with Happy Holidays. Of course, we all have different Christmas sentiments, so you can use different things at home and swap them in. I wish that it had maybe 1 or 2 more sentiments. That's just my little nitpick on this one, but I really do like it. It is a red rubber stamp set and lots of dies. Like I said, all of the dies that will cut out the critters, cut out the tree. Then we have some bonus dies. We have some tiny stars, a little bow tie, music notes, because this little mouse is holding a book that has a music note on it. Now these are teeny tiny. You're going to want that adhesive sheet before you use these. We've got presents, which are super cute. We've got 2, a square and a rectangle right here. We've got the kind of the cross here that would be your ribbon going through, and then 2 little bows. So you can kind of see that here with this polar bear sample card. You've got the swag here. So some green, 2 green like kind of swags. And I think that covers the dies. So this is a really great, cute little set, right? $53. If you bundle it, you're saving 10%. And that's what we're going to use tonight for our class. Now, as mentioned, we did use this, stamp set bundle in the Christmas retreat. However, I'm using it all over the place today. I'm checking out comments here really quickly. Donna says she took a picture of the bag and started my card wall. Merry Christmas. That is so awesome, Donna. It was so much fun to stamp with you. Okay, so we're going to jump into our first card tonight. Now, our first card, I'm going to show you the card that we made at class, because this is not Christmas Friends. This is the snowman. Super cute. And carrot for the little bunny. I love this snowman. This is a different kind of card because normally we don't use petal pink for our cards, right? Especially for Christmas. So this is your card kit. And I'm going to share with you all of the good stuff that you're going to be getting in your card kit, which is quite a lot. You're going to get a petal pink card base. You're getting this die cut tag. You're getting 2 die cut trees. And this is in shaded spruce. You're getting some designer series paper. You've got some poppy parade here. You're getting a little bit of ribbon, your sentiment piece. This is the piece to stamp one of your forest friends. And then you're also getting 3 die cut snowflakes. So you're getting a lot that doesn't go with this bundle because I'm kind of transferring the theme into Christmas Friends. So see where I'm going with that? So we're just transferring the theme. I'm keeping a lot of the elements from the cards, but transferring in the theme. So for this card, we're using the owl. I'm going to bring in our little owl friend so you can see how cute this owl is that we've swapped him in. Now I did do a few things differently, but it really is very similar. So my purpose in this class is to show you that any of the card kits you get at home, you can swap in other elements and you have everything that you need. So I like to give you lots of good things. So we're going to start putting this one together, and we're going to use the owl for this one. Now I have to start looking through my bin of stuff because I had so much stuff everywhere. I had to put some stuff on the floor, and I am not quite as organized as I might want to be. So here's our owl stamp, and we'll be using our dies, and I've got to look to see, we are using Smoky Slate, Poppy Parade for our ink choices, and then we're going to do some coloring too. So blends of the day. Let me show you the blends of the day because we're using quite a few blends. Here they are. This is our color palette today. So I need you to grab out lots of different blends. We're going to start with, I think this is, I don't want Great Granite. I want Smoky Slate, which are probably these two. Poppy Parade right there. And I think that's all I need for this first one. So let me push these back aside. And we're going to start working on this. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in the stamping part first. So we're going to stamp our owl in Smoky Slate because I wanted him to be kind of a natural snowy owl, right? So a little bit of gray, mostly white. Of course, the little red hat is what really pops on this guy. So we're going to go ahead and stamp this in Smoky Slate rather than Memento. So Memento is such a dark color. It would really be kind of odd to see our snowy owl with so much black around. Now, this is the best part about this one is there's not a lot of coloring. I say that because I don't like to do a ton of coloring, but for anybody that likes to color, you could certainly go crazy. There's going to be some coloring on some of our other critters, not quite as much with the owl. So here we go. Now, if you, going back to my stamp camp and things that we had fun with, we also played a game called Red or Green, where everyone had a red or green 2-inch circle of cardstock on their workspace, and we came around and we asked everyone to choose red or green, and then we had a little stocking where we pulled out red and green Stampin' Spots. So actually I had the table pull a spot out, so whoever pulled the spot for their table either won or lost. So anyone that pulled out red or green was able to have everyone at their table go and pick out 3 cards. Now I'm digging through my little basket here. So red or green, I forgot to share these earlier. So red and green, and then they could use these on cards later. So here's a little stocking. So someone would pull out green or red. So they were both in there. And that's one of my favorite games, is kind of the this or that 50-50 shot. So whoever won got to go and pick out 3 of my handmade cards, their choice, which I love watching people dig through my card bins. It's a lot of fun for me. We're going to come in now with the light gray granite. Is that what I want? I don't think I do. Do I have Smoky Slate in here? Let me just look and see. Did I not pick up Smoky Slate, Smoky Slate? The grays look very similar, but I know I used Smoky on this one. So I want to just be quite precise in case you decide to make this at home and you have everything that I have. Now I like to use the nib end of the blend because you get a lot more precision. You're not going to use the brush end and squish it down. The brush end gets very frayed and squishy, and especially when you're coloring small things. So basically all I'm going to do is kind of dot this along. I'm not even coloring basically. I'm just kind of dotting wherever this little owl has some stamped items in it. So that over here there was some stamped items I kind of did over here. So I'm basically just kind of adding accents to the dots. So I'm just popping this down here and kind of working in like a dotted. I might do his wings, I might add a little bit more there and kind of toward his feet here. But for the most part, I'm dotting this. And the little nib end here is going to be perfect for that application because you can pop this down without breaking it and making it frayed. So feel free to try that at home too. We're going to just kind of dot that a little bit. So we're just accenting the already stamped in gray. We're going to bring in the dark Smoky Slate and just do his little nose here, his little beak. Now this could of course have been done in an orangey color or some such, but I wanted to keep it pretty simple. I used 2 colors of Stampin' Blends, Smoky Slate, Poppy Parade. This is done. The coloring here is done. See how beautiful that is? It turned out so nicely. And we need to die cut this now because I apparently don't have one die cut. I thought I did. Oh, yep, nope, I do. Hang on, hold please. I tried to die cut a few things ahead of time. So die cut him out, and this is what he looks like. Super cute, right? He's just got this sweet little smile on his face. So we're good there. And the rest of the stuff is right here in your kit. So Poppy Parade and our sentiment, which says Happy Holidays, as I mentioned. Not a lot of choices here, so we're going to be doing a lot of Happy Holidays for these cards. We're going to do this in Poppy Parade. Now, Poppy Parade is a red tone. It's kind of more orangey red, but it works really well with the petal pink here. So we're going to go with that. Happy Holidays, beautifully, beautifully beautiful. Okay. And now we're going to just start putting this together so I can share with you how this is. This was a nice card, really easy. Now this piece right here, excuse me, is a square. So you can choose whichever, look at the cute little elements here on the back are. So you can choose to use whichever one at the top that you want. I think I'm going to go this way. So the top right is really where you're going to see any of the snowflake pattern. So we're just going to put this right onto our card base with that cute little 1/4 inch mat. And then we're going to pop on the next piece. Again, from the same paper pack, but lots of calypso and petal. This is going to come down to the bottom. You do have the option to overlap one or the other. I usually put the big one down and then overlap the smaller one. So you can see how cute here this is, just adorable. This is what I like to call the belt. We're putting the belt on here. Now I like to snug mine right on top of the smaller DSP. So I'm kind of filling in that bridge right there. You can put it up, you can put it down lower, or if this was up higher, you could go the other way as well. I feel like I just smudged a little bit of glue here. So I'm going to take just a quick second to sweep that away. Okay, so here we go. We've got all that on. Now for our trees, we're keeping it simple for this card. I'm just going to glue the trees onto my tag. I just want to share with you on this original card from camp, same trees, what we did is we took our Versamark ink and we basically just added the ink along the edges and then turned it and held it in the middle and added more ink along the edges, and then we dusted it with white embossing powder. Now some of it stuck and some of it didn't. It looks very sporadic on there. So if you want to heat emboss your trees at home, you sure can. But for this card, I'm going to keep it simple, and we're just going to glue these down. I'm going to hit some glue right up the middle of that tree and pop that right along here on the edge of this die cut tag. And the same thing for this one. So a little bit of adhesive here along the top, and we're going to layer those kind of together like so. Just like that on our tag. And then I forgot to pull out more dimensionals. Let me see if I can find some without wiggling everything in my craft room. Here we go. More dimensionals. So we're going to go ahead and pop these on here and lift this tag up. 5 is pretty good. So I hope that you're enjoying the Christmas Friends card class. This is it was a lot of fun for me to turn my original cards into something a little bit different. I like to angle this tag here a little bit. Now you could put it on straight if you want to. The paper down here that's a little bit crooked makes it easy for us to make that decision to keep that at an angle. Owl's going to get a couple of dimensionals. Come right down here on our tag, but right about here. Isn't that the cutest? I mean, super cute. Doesn't matter. Now, if you wanted to, you could stamp the owl right on the tag. That's where we stamped the snowman and colored him that way. So there's lots of options. If you have a snowman stamp set at home that you love, this would be a really cute one to do with your snowman stamp set. I'm going to go ahead and angle cut this. And we're going to put that right there. I'm just making sure it is the length that I want it to be. A couple more dimensionals here. This is going to pop up too. And these card kits this week are just really nicely done for you. Like there's a lot that's on these to make it so easy. I'm trying to decide if I want that down a little bit, up a little bit. Maybe I'm going to leave it just like that. I didn't glue every little section of my tree down so that the tree can kind of come up a little bit if that might work out. We're going to go ahead and add just a tiny bit of glue here to our snowflakes. I'm looking at my snowflakes and I feel like, do I have the same snowflakes? I think no, maybe not. Yes, maybe I do. Okay. Wow. Moments here of like, what did I do? They are the same snowflakes. You know, they looked different once I put the little jewel on top of them. That's what tricked me. Okay. So I like to kind of spread them around here. So obviously you can kind of see the three little cards here that I've got. Now I didn't talk to you about your embellishment of the week. This is the Opal Rounds assortment. And this is my gift to you when you order using my host code. I didn't even talk about the host code. I totally skipped that part of the program. But I have a host code. It is 99Q9KQEC. I had to read that. And when you spend $40, you're going to get the card kits, one of each card for the 4 different designs. You're also going to get these embellishments when you spend $50 with me this week. So these are the selections. There's 3 colors on here. There's a navy. There's kind of almost a yellowish color, which works really cutely. And then we have like this really clear color down here. And this works really well on our little snowflakes. I'm going to use the little guys here at the bottom. And we're going to pop these on here just like that. And there is our first card. So we've turned our snowman card into an owl card using Christmas Friends. So I want to know what you think. How cute did that work to swap that in? So there is our first card, our first swap, and our first look at another card from the Stampin' Retreat that we hadn't done yet. So just making sure we're doing good. Oh my gosh, I forgot the bow. While we're looking at these cards, I got to do a quick bow here. So you're going to get a little bit of this petal pink ribbon, and we're going to do cute little bow along the top. Because the tag is open, this works out really well just right here to cover that little hole that's in the tag. Now if you wanted to, you could bring this up through, you could bring your ribbon up through and do something really cute and clever with it. I know one of my stampers did, and I'm always so impressed to see the little changes and that they all make as they're working on their card kits for the day. So I did enjoy that. I feel like I didn't take as many pictures as I could have. It's one of those things where it was just such a blur of a day. We were so busy. But there we go. So this just covers that little hole right there and just gives us a cute little add-on right there. So card number 1, there it is. We've turned our snowman card into an owl, a snowy owl card, which I thought was kind of cute and clever. So I'm going to set these aside and we're going to work on card number 2. Let me bring in card number 2. It's going to take me a second to clear down here and find everything that I want to share with you. All right. Let's bring in this card right here. I don't know what order I'm doing these in. I'm just grabbing them right now. So this was the card that we used, the winter nested nests of winter bundle, I believe it was what it called. And we did some coloring with pencils. We used watercolor pencils. We used Wink of Stella to blend. And of course we got the cute little Merry Christmas dies in here. May your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. I use a lot of products at my camps. There's probably multiple die sets, multiple stamp sets in these, and it's just a lot of fun to mix and match all of our products. So this is the card kit that you're gonna get. Now I had to change it up a little bit because we have a completely different Christmas friend that we're using here. So this is what you are getting. You're getting the card base, you're getting an embossed, this is the birch wood embossed piece. You're still getting the red and the DSP that you can see on this card. You're still getting the word Christmas. Now I'm not going to send you the little dotted I because it's really hard to find when you die cut it, and it's going to just get lost in your envelope. I know it. So your Christmas will be without a dot at the top there, but if you save it from your die, if you have this die set, you can definitely use that. There's going to be a little banner here as well. And then this is where we're going to go rogue. We're going to go completely different. These are the other elements in your kit. So you're getting some circles here, and we're going to do some different things because we're changing our bird card. This is our bird card. We're changing the bird card into a mouse card. So we have a smaller element over here. So I needed to bring in some circles and give him some kind of stature for this card. Now the Mary on here is not part of this Christmas Friends stamp set. As I mentioned, there's not a lot of sentiments you can play with. And I mean, you probably could have masked happy and put happy on here, happy Christmas. I grabbed Merry from a different stamp set. If you have a stamp set that has a Merry in it, you could even, if you're very good, take your marker and just write Merry in there. But we do have this, so we're going to go ahead and start working on this card and change up our little mouse theme from the birds. Let me grab a scrap because we're going to do a little decorative edging here. So we're going to take, this is crumb cake, and we're bringing in crumb cake ink. And one of my favorite things, of course, to do is to sponge the edges of our paper, just the edges. We don't need to do the whole thing. It doesn't have to be crazy either, right? Just give us a little bit of a different look here. And we're going to go ahead and do all 4 edges with our blending brush. That should do us. Let me set that aside. And we are done with crumb cake. So we're going to go ahead and glue this right down onto our card base. This is going to be a landscape card instead of a portrait, although if you wanted to, you probably could do this as a portrait card. You could totally switch this around if you wanted to. Let me bring in the previous cards here again so you can kind of see. We're going to glue the designer series paper, which has birds on it, so if you really wanted to just do something with the birds, depending on the cut that you get. Some of the girls had really great visions of birds. I don't know if I said that right, visions of birds. They had a really great scene on their designer series paper of the birds. Some of them had birds that didn't quite work out because they, you know, might have just been their feet, might have just been their heads, depending on how your paper is cut. But this is from the Nests of Winter Suite. We're going to put this right here just like so, and then we're going to glue this right onto our card base. Remembering that we want to make sure we know which way it's opening. I'm putting this kind of down here toward the bottom. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead, I guess we can glue these together while we're working on our card kit here, right? Like all of these things come for you already done, which is really great. You get a lot of things here. We're going to very carefully adhere our Christmas. I'm saying very carefully, but I feel like I'm dotting very heavily here with my glue. So there we go. I'm going to just sweep some of this off and make really sticky fingers. And then we're going to pop this on here at the bottom. Yeah, sticking. Okay. And this you can wiggle around a little bit until you get it right. Just like so. We're going to do our Merry on there. And we've got to do our little mousey. Now you'll be die cutting from this stamp set. We've got room to do a couple of trees. We need some garden green. Do I have garden green? I do. So garden green. Now I got to find my tree, mouse, and Merry. So the Merry stamp is photopolymer. Did come from another stamp set, and I'll have to look up all that information because I didn't pay as much attention as I should have while I was kind of hustling here to get this card class done. These are dies from the Frost Christmas Friends bundle. Let's go Christmas Friends. And you're going to be able to stamp, I'm just sharing with you how you're going to do this. You're going to stamp 2 trees in garden green on garden green cardstock. And then you're going to die cut these out, and you're going to have 2 little trees like this. So there's your little trees that are going to come up here with the mouse. So we're going to all set there. Now these are the dies again that come with the bundle. So you'll have to die cut those. I'm not going to stamp or die cut anything with the bundle. You're getting lots of good stuff though. So these are what these are going to look like. And I've used them at the top of this circle up here. So you'll be doing that at home. And then you'll also be stamping your little mouse friend. So the mouse I stamped in Memento because I colored him quite well with the blends. He's super cute. Let me bring this back up again so you can kind of see this little critter here. So adorable. He's got a little jingle bell on his tail. We're going to go ahead and stamp him down in Memento. So you can see that this is it's a black ink. It works really well with the Stampin' Blends. And we are going to bring in some blends now and color And I gotta see what I can find here. Poppy, we're done with Poppy. We're gonna move on to red. Let me grab out red. I've got Daffodil Delight. And I believe I used, we're gonna grab out Gray Granite. And I think I used Crumb Cake. I'm trying to remember how I did this. I don't even know if I wrote this one down. Did I write this one down? Probably not. We're gonna go with Crumb Cake. I know I used a brown. And I used a gray. Well, I think that's what we're going to go with. He may look a little different this time. So this is just going to show you that you can do some different things with this. We're going to bring in Sherry real quick. And just while we're stamping, let's go ahead and get Mary put onto our little banner. This is a tiny little banner. Again, if you have a cute little sentiment that will fit on here, you can go ahead and stamp. So we've got our little Mary on there to go on our card base. Super cute, right? Now we're gonna do some quick coloring. Now, there's not a lot of coloring. This is a little image. And I like to start with something that is just a quick win. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm gonna pull the barrel off of this. There we go. Okay, it was a creaking. These get a lot of use and love at my stamp camps because these all go with me. All right, so there's our little jingle bell. So cute. We're gonna do the ribbon, little bow here on the jingle bell in the dark real red because I just want it to be really bright. Okay, and then we're gonna, let's see, I think I have a petal pink in here. We're gonna do, this is petal pink, light petal pink. We're going to do the mouse's kind of like little muzzle here, if you will, in this color. And then I think I have the light red for the book, his little psalm book. That's dark. Let's go with light. So we're going to keep the pages along the top not colored in. So this is kind of tricky because you don't want to color the pages. I'm trying to color from afar because I don't want to put my head in the camera, but there we go. I think that's pretty good. Now we're going to do the mouse. So I'm starting with dark crumb cake. Do I want dark crumb cake? Do I want light crumb cake? These are decisions we should make. Oh, light crumb cake. Let's go with the light because I don't want them to be too dark. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to color the entire mouse in light crumb cake. I think that light crumb cake is probably my most used blend because I like to shade a lot of things in this color because it's light. It's like the lightest brown, right, that we have, the light crumb cake. So I feel like this one gets the most love for sure. We're doing the entire mouse right now. We're not worried about shading. We're not worried about anything other than trying to stay in the lines. Again, I'm not using the brush end either. I'm using the pointy end. And the pointy end comes in super handy because this tail is tiny. It's a tiny tail. So I'm going to go over it a couple of times. And what this does is every time I go over it, it's making it darker. So even though I'm using the same color, it's going to be a darker brown. I don't know if my camera will focus on that or not, but the tail is darker and the little mousey is lighter. All right, now that was a trick. We're going to bring in the light gray granite. So this mouse is actually kind of gray and brown. So we're going to come through here now and we're going to kind of go over his ears where he's a little bit darker. We're going to kind of do the top of his head a little bit, kind of around his cheeks here. And I'm using completely two different colors, right? I'm going to accent his whiskers a little bit darker. And I'm going to, wherever there's little lines that look like fur in the stamp, so they're automatically lines, I'm just adding a little bit of this on his feet here, kind of around and about. I'm just giving him a little bit more dark color here. And I didn't choose dark crumb cake. I went with light, this is light gray granite, just to give us a little bit of gray. So just a different tone. So you're getting two different tones. And it is super cute. Now you could go back over it if you wanted to with the light crumb and blend that in. I feel like these two colors complement each other really, really well. And that's it. We're done coloring this guy. This little mouse, he is colored. He's beautiful. We're going to go ahead and die cut him. And then we're going to finish up this card. I'm going to bring in my big machine. I got my plate set up. I need a die though. I think this is my die. So this just fits right around here. And we're going to outline our little stamped image with our die. And it's kind of like a cookie cutter, right? Press it on through. And when we're all done, he looks like this. Now this is not the most beautiful job of die cutting. I kind of didn't do the best, but you can always grab your scissors out if you want to and make a few adjustments. If you're like not super happy, you can definitely trim up a little bit. So that's a little bit better. And I feel like these tiny little paper snips, these are Stampin' Up. These are really great for those little details like that you need. So if you don't have those, that is something that you want to ask Santa for. Those are great stocking stuffers. We're going to start talking stocking stuffers because paper snips are a great thing to have. And I think everyone needs more than one because you know how scissors get lost, right? Pretty sure I have at least 2, maybe 3 pairs because they get lost. So let's go ahead, finish putting this together. We're going to go ahead and put our trees on here first on this little circle. And these are the little Charlie Brown trees that come with this bundle with the dies and everything. I'm kind of putting one tall and then one a little bit shorter. The little mouse is going to get some dimensionals. Doesn't take much to cover this mouse. Oh, there he goes. I'm going to keep sipping my drink and hope that my voice hangs out with me for the rest of the evening. Okay, so there we go. Oh, and then on the Mary, I use the mini dimensionals for this one because it is so skinny and narrow. Now, of course, you can cut your big ones if you want to. I prefer to have both sizes of the dimensionals because that way I don't have to stop and trim. This one keeps jumping around with my sticky fingers, my glue fingers that on purpose, I glued earlier. The only thing I don't like about the minis are that it takes longer to pull the backings off because they are tinier. So we're going to put Mary right here above our Christmas, just like that. So cute. This one right here is also going to get some dimensionals. I got to pull out the big ones though because it just makes quicker work. Just like that. And we're almost done with our little mouse, our little mousy card. So this is going to come up here, right about so, and then we're just going to glue. And now you could keep it just like this. This is cute too, but I felt like those little greens at the top just added a little bit of just something extra. So I'm just going to tuck them in a little bit underneath because my circles are popped up with dimensionals. We're good to go there. Just kind of tuck that in and hold on to that one. And now we're going to do the other one that I just dropped on the floor, if I can find it. Okay, probably has lots of dog hair on it now. That's what makes my cards super special. I don't know what your superpower is at home while you're making cards, but mine is extra dog hair, black lab style. So it really adds quite a bit of element to our card. All right, so there we go. The little mousy card is almost done. We just need to add the bling in. So as mentioned earlier, these little kind of soft yellow dots, if you will, they worked out really well here on our crumb cake. So I'm going to put a couple over here, and I love that there's a couple sizes you can choose from. And there we go. Here's our little mouse card. So the original, and then the mouse. So you can see here how you can swap up themes. And I did have to add and change a few things because I didn't have enough elements here to make this mouse really pop in the middle of the card. So I put in some circles. You can't go wrong with circles, right? Put in some circles and changed him up a little bit. So that is card number 2. I hope you guys are enjoying. I'm going to pop over and just check messages real quickly, and then we're going to get on to cards 3 and 4. And I know you're super excited about the rest of them too. Jess says the caroling mouse is adorable. Yes, it really is. Oh, Barbara's got the set in the mail. That's awesome. That is so cute. Okay, I'm just checking out and see how everybody's doing. Yes, Mom, I'm feeling a little bit better. Still recovering. I'm sorry if I'm sniffling and all that. Hopefully my voice hangs out a little bit. If I get really quiet, it's probably because I'm going to get those lovely tickles that go with all the cold things that we can catch. But there's number 2. So let me put this aside. We're going to pop onto another card. This one is, excuse me, heavy on the greens. This is the card that we made at camp. So you can see the embossing here. We took this sentiment. This is just a stamped with a sentiment. Super simple card to make. But of course, I'm changing it up because I want to add in my Christmas friends. So your card kit, it's going to have a lot of things on here, but you're going to have to add in your Christmas friend if you want to. And then if you don't want to, you can just take this circle and stamp a sentiment, and you can heat emboss it, and you're going to have a really awesome card. So you're getting a piece that is embossed with the Forever Plaid embossing folder. This is from the Nests of Winter dies right here. You're getting both of those. You're getting a circle. You're getting some blingy paper, right? And then these are your papers now that are not in this card, but you're going to be stamping your Christmas friend and a little sentiment. So let's take a look at what we're doing next. I bet you guys are thinking we're doing the moose, and if you did think we're doing the moose, that is correct. So this is the little moose. Happy holidays. We're bringing back happy holidays. We're doing quite a bit of coloring here with our little moose as well. He's wearing some skates. He's very dapper. So let's talk about the bones of our cards, because I love to talk about that, just in case this is like as far as you want to go. You want to make it simple, you definitely can. This is silver foil, and this I worked into my original card because we were doing some silver foil embossing, and I wanted, it's a Christmas card, right? It should be shiny and pretty. So, and I just smudged that so badly. I'm going to bring in a little chamois. I keep a little chamois. There, that worked really well on the foil. In case you were wondering, if you smudge up your foil, that's kind of a different kind of thing that you want to clean off. All right, so that takes care of that. We're going to come back over here now, and we're going to glue our next blingy down. This is some shimmer paper. Right across the middle of that. And we need to do a little bit of adjustment to this one. Let me grab my secret paper here. This is Shaded Spruce. This is Shy Shamrock, and I like these colors together. I feel like the tones work well. Your die cut may have some little spots in there that need popping out, but this is a really fun one. We're going to bring in Shy Shamrock ink and our blender pen. And we're just going to kind of come down here and onto the frame a little bit, not too much into the greens necessarily. If you do, you want to be careful. They're delicate, right? They're kind of, they will pop back and forth and they will bend. So we're just going to add a little bit of green all the way around all four corners. I can see another little spot of paper right here that didn't get popped out from the die. There it goes. Should be pretty simple. So there we go, just like that. All right, now we're going to attach this frame to our embossed piece. I'm going to just add a little bit. I'm trying to be careful so it doesn't get too gloppy. Though I think I was a little bit too ungenerous. Okay, there we go. Sliding that way. So this is going to fit exactly on this embossed piece. I measured them so that they should fit perfectly one over the next. Now if you have a problem and they stick out a little bit, you can trim with your scissors if you need to, if you see some white. Another trick would be just to add some more ink. Add some ink right here at the top if you've got white paper sticking out, and you spend enough time coloring that white paper, it will look green and no one's ever going to know that it didn't quite line up perfectly. That's my happy tip for the day. Now we're going to go ahead, and this is going to be put on here with dimensionals. And this one's going to take a few because it's a bigger piece. And I'm going to do one more right there. All right, so there we go. There's our beautiful little frame. Now it's going to cover up a little bit of this silver, and that's okay. We're going to go ahead and center that on there. So it's just a peak here on the side. So that's kind of what the original looks like. And then of course we have this. You could heat emboss this with a sentiment, pop it on here, however you want. We're changing this up and we're turning this into a moose. Now I did put dimensionals on this, so I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Pop that down. Maybe we'll give this one 4. And he's going to just come right here in the center. Now, the nice thing about this circle is it's also holding down some of these little pine branches, which are, you know, a little bit delicate in nature. We're going to kind of center that on there. Okay, so all we have left is our friend the moose and our little stamp that says Happy Holidays. Now, I stamped the Happy Holidays in Shy Shamrock, which means I need to clean this because I think I stamped it last in a different color. Let me grab out, got my scrubber here today. I go back and forth between this and the chamois. I think my chamois is filthy dirty, so I keep both in the same drawer right next to me because that's really important, with the baby wipes for my fingers. So baby wipes for the fingers, all the stamping scrubbies for everything else. We're going to go ahead and angle cut this, and then I probably will trim some of this off as well. He's going to kind of tuck in here and the moose is going to go over. I don't need it super long, but just in case you have a hard time getting that stamped in there, I want to give you a little bit of wiggle room. Let's do our moose. We're going to talk about all of the coloring techniques for him. We're going to go in with Memento again, because the Memento is going to help us to use the stamping blends heavily, because I went really heavy with the blends on this one. All right, so because this is a bigger stamp than my ink pad, I'm going to do this, we'll call this upside down, right? So I'm applying the ink to the stamp rather than trying to get this all over my ink pad, right? It just makes it so much easier to go this way. This is also a great tip if you have a hard time getting something stamped up where you're just inking too heavily and things are out of control. Now this is going to fit right on here. I'm removing dog hair just in case you're wondering why I'm brushing off my work surface. And we've got our little moose image. All right, so now comes the coloring fun. Now this guy has a lot of color in it. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. Okay, we're going to bring in, I got to bring my blends in and kind of review them again. I just have a pile of them today, so I'm not quite as organized. I'm still not feeling my best. I'm trying to do my best, but it doesn't mean I'm feeling my best. So the struggle is real, but I really wanted to get this class in. I felt bad that I had to cancel it last night. I know everyone's like, yeah, but when you're sick, you're sick. I understand that. But, you know, these are all fun things to do, and I don't want to miss them. I was just so excited to be able to bring this to you. I don't think I want pecan. What do I want? I want pebbled path. Pebbled path. These are pebbled path, which is a gray color, but it's also kind of a brown color. He works really well with the moose. We're going to use Crumb Dark. I wrote these down. If I can read. Pebble, crumb. Oh, we don't need yellow, Julie. That's not necessary. We don't need any grays. And the blue. Why would we need blue on the moose? Okay, I think I have everything here now. We're going to start with the antlers and antlers. And this is dark pebbled path. And I went just dark pebbled path. I didn't go crazy with this guy right up here. We're going to just bring this in. It's almost like a blackish color. It's different from espresso, but it's a really rich, deep color. This is an in color that's going to go away in April, and I'm kind of sad about that. I know that the neutral in colors aren't everyone's favorite, but there's such great value in some of them. And I'm always sad to see browns go, because I feel like we always need browns. All the tones of browns. Think about how much time you need a brown blend, right? So this is just colored in, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to recolor in the edges a couple of times over and over again. So it's just going to add a darker shade to the edges, but I'm not changing blends. I'm just doing it like so. All right, now we're going to do Mr. Moose here. And as mentioned earlier, light crumb cake is my best friend. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do everything in light crumb cake first. I feel like this gives me a base that I can work off. Now, everything, I mean on the moose. We're not doing the scarf. We're not doing the skates, things like that, right? But everything else, believe it or not, if you can see, I don't know how far my camera is like kind of showing you things, but his muzzle is this color. And then the rest of the moose gets colored in afterwards. So this color right here on his muzzle is the light crumb cake, is this original color that I'm working on right now. So I like to go through and just kind of outline the elements that I don't want to color. For example, the scarf, we're going to come down here at the top of his skates and along his back and so on, right? So we're going to just go ahead and give him just a quick base color in light. And then we're going to add color from here. So I like to start with the light and then work in some darker colors, and then sometimes I go back to the light. So right now, the entire mousse is colored in light crumb cake. This is what he's going to look like when we're done, right? So it's kind of, hopefully you can see the different shades here of the brown. So now we're going to come through with the dark crumb cake, and we're going to just start adding in color. So I'm going to start kind of at the top and around his ears, kind of come through here where he's got some shading, not the muzzle. I'm going to keep that one the same. All right, so we're going to start here along his back. We're just adding in some more color, maybe around his bottom, the little belly and such, right? So we're kind of bringing in his defining shape here, if you will. Like, right, we're kind of giving him some definition in these darker colors. We're leaving some of him still untouched. Next, we're going to bring in the light pebble. So this is the light pebble right here. And we're just going to layer in some more. We're going to kind of come down a little bit further in, layer a little bit more along his edges and so on. Catch the dark on his outside. We're just kind of building some layers. So I'm kind of skipping some spots and then going to other spots. So he's filled in a little bit more. Now we're going to come back in with dark crumb cake. So this time I'm going to focus on, and it's going to look really weird for all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I'm coloring everything that's light right now is getting dark crumb cake. So the light is kind of going away, but there's light underneath of it. So it's not going to be as dark. It just looks dark for a second. You're like, whoa, what just happened? So it still has the light varying underneath of it, which is really nice. And then we're going to bring in the light one more time, light crumb cake. And we're actually going to accent the lighter areas where we kind of left it light. And it's actually going to kind of blend in with some of this color. And it's going to give us like a little bit of extra lightness built right in. Like it kind of re-accents those spots right here in the middle. You can see kind of here, here, and here. We've got some lighter tones there. So he's got a lot of different tones going on. So now he looks a little bit more natural and realistic and fun. Now, if you are not a fan of that kind of thing, just color him all brown. It's all good. Just pick a brown and color him in. We're going to start now with I think this is probably dark. Nope, this is light Shy Shamrock. And we're going to just do his little scarf here in Shy Shamrock in Real Red, because he needs pops of Christmas colors. It's very brown, and this card is very green. And then we're going to do his socks, because I felt like his socks maybe should be, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do every other sock red and green. And this is for my daughter-in-law, Steffi, who never has the same matching socks on, right? She always wears 2 different socks. And most of her children, my grandchildren, also appear in 2 different socks. I don't know. That's so out of my wheelhouse. Like I feel like my socks are supposed to match, so I always match them. But so our little moose here, all of a sudden, I just decided that he is going to have unmatched socks. This is kind of a thing. So we'll see how he looks here. It works on my grands. It's got to work on the moose, right? And the grands are heavily on my mind right now. We are on baby watch. Steffi is going to have baby Ted anytime. And so we'll be watching the other 3 while she delivers him and has a couple of days with him. So we are on baby watch. It's a very exciting time. and super happy about that. So here's our little moose. Now I left his skates white, and he's all set. Super awesome. We're going to go ahead and die cut him really quickly, and then we're going to finish up this card. I saw Steffi on Sunday. I think it was Sunday. Yes, because we had the boys this weekend also, along with my stamp camp. So my husband was really great. He watched the boys for us while I did stamp camp. And when I saw Steffi on Sunday, I said, thank you for not having baby Ted before my stamp camp or during my stamp camp, because that was a really big deal for me to pull that off and not have to worry about all of the small children situation going on. I told her I'm ready anytime now. Like, I know she's ready anytime, but I said, anytime you want to have that baby, we can do this. There we go. We're shooting for Halloween, so we'll see how that works out. So here's our little moose. We die cut him. Now we're going to finish him up on our card, and then we're going to pop into card number 4. I know this one's going to run a little long today because I shared a lot of things from the Christmas stamp camp with you early on here. So we're going to go ahead and do this. And we'll talk about the last game that we played at stamp camp. We played musical stamps. So I have 3 chunky stamps. Now these are not Stampin' Up stamps. These are wood stamps. Just 3 random stamps, right? Just because for fun. And I want them to be big because musical stamps, the girls are passing these stamps. Now there's 3 of them. So there's 3 of them going around it all the time. And of course music, right? So when the music stops, whoever's got the stamps, there's 3 of them. 3 people got a prize, and they got ephemera packs, the Christmassy ones, which I think was a really nice prize. So that was our 3rd and final game at stamp camp. We like to have a lot of fun with all the games, and the prizes are really awesome too. Now that ladybug that I found earlier has made its way onto my dimensionals, or I'm sorry, my embellishments. Distraction from the critter. Okay, so we're going to come back over here, and we're going to put on some of the clear ones because I feel like the clear ones work best here. Pop on 3 of these, and there we go. Here is our cute little moose card, Happy Holidays, and we did him up from a change up from our other card. So lots of green in here, but we got our little moose in. So there's a moosey card. Now we're going to move on to our last card. And we are going to go back to the originals. We're not going to change this one up at all. So, Kathy says I better rest up before the grands come. Donna likes the socks. Okay, good. Yeah, Kathy, I know, right? I'm a whirlwind. I feel like we're soul sisters. I feel like you're a whirlwind too. And that's okay, right? Life is good. We want to be as happy and full as possible. This is card number, 8 from Stamp Camp, 4 from tonight's card class. And this one uses the little polar bear. So this was the one that everyone did at the Stamp Camp. And this is all the stuff that I'm giving you in your card kits this week. So basically we're just repeating this one, which is awesome. Night of Navy. You're getting the Snowfall Sky embossed piece right here. I believe it goes this way. You're getting some Iconic Celebrations Designer Series paper. Backside is Christmas trees. I guess if you want to go in a totally different direction, you could work in some blue and purple here. That would be kind of pretty, actually. And then you will be in charge of die cutting this big square of Night of Navy with the die from the, I keep calling this Forever Friends. It's Christmas Friends. This really awesome circle is going to go right over here. And when it's die cut, it looks like this. I already die cut one. So you can see how big it is. I mean, it's a big circle. I'm going to tuck that behind there. And what else we got? You're getting these all from me. This is your polar bear. This is your frame from Regal Floras. So you're going to put this together. Now, if you want to use both of them, you can. If you choose to just use the big one, you can. However you want to do this, but I'm going to send you both pieces. You're going to get a little bit of ribbon with this one as well. So let's get going on this one. This one's not going to take us too long. So we're going to get to the grand finale here. Let me set this paper aside. Let's put our bones of our card together so you can see how awesome the kit is. Like, all of these cards are really great. Kit cards for sure. A lot of elements to them, and they're so easy to do because a lot of it you're assembling, you're doing a little stamping, and then you're good to go. So this circle right here is going to go on next. I might leave mine up a little bit farther this time. I'm trying to see if I can mimic one of my stampers. Changed this slightly, and I really like the way that she layered her card together with all of the layers that I gave them. I'm like, wow, I really like that. So let me see if I can figure out what she did. Can't guarantee that I'm going in the right direction. I feel like this is crooked. Here we go. I'll slide that way just a little bit while my glue is still setting. That's why I love the glue. You get that slippery second of like sliding that around. All right, we're going to go right about here. So hopefully you can see that this circle is up higher. Good. Good deal, good deal. All right, we're going to bring in the frame. I'm going to need a cough drop soon. I'm talking to myself. Okay, so the frame here, we're going to flip this over backside. We're going to bring in some dimensionals. This is what's going to hold our frame together. So this cute little frame that's super tiny and thin, please don't glue that. Just go ahead and put dimensionals on the back that are going to connect both pieces together. And if you catch it in enough spots, we're going to come down through here and catch it. Just like that, it'll hold it together for you. Okay, I probably didn't do a stellar job here, but you get the idea, right? So that really could be a little bit better. But where am I going to hide that? I'll hide this with my bear maybe and put the bow on that side. So there you go. So there is no errors in crafting. There is just workarounds. I think I need that on a t-shirt. Something to that effect. All right, if I can get this guy off of here. So this this die cut on this card is really kind of just a placeholder for the other elements. I think this is what she did. I think she put this kind of like this, and she had the blue up here, and I thought it was really cute and clever, and I can't remember which of my stampers did that. If you're watching and you were my stamper, please let us know. Like, I did that because I thought that was really cute how that was up higher like that. We're going to bring in Night of Navy. This is where we're going to use the one sentiment that works with the bear. Have a berry merry Christmas. We're going to stamp that right here on our circle. Oh, beautiful. And we're going to put these together. Stylish shapes are my favorite dies in the entire world, in case there's a test later. And we're going to stamp our bear not in Night of Navy. We're coming in here with Pebbled Path. So we, again, like the owl at the very beginning of the class, I didn't want to do the black, the Memento black ink. I wanted to do something a little lighter because polar bears, as we know, right? Polar bears are white, yellow, gray. Like, it depends on what you see when you look at them. So I didn't want him to be so dark. So he's actually being stamped in Pebbled Path. Now we're not doing a ton of coloring on him because not necessary. Let me grab out. I know we need Old Olive. Oh, here's where the blue's coming in. Blue. A little bit of petal pink for his cheek because we gave him a little glimmer. Some red. I think that's it. Okay, I think that's it. So I'm gonna start out with his little cheekbone here. So we're just gonna add a little bit of pink here, just to kind of give him a little blush, because why not, right? We're gonna do his bow that he's wearing here. Now, of course, you could do red if you wanted to, but I chose blue because there's a lot of blue on this card. This is the light Misty Moonlight. Can't seem to find my dark right now, so there's going to be just one color on here, and that's okay. So he's getting a nice little blue bow, which is cute. Oh, I think we need, you know how I talked about crumb cake? I need you all to make sure you've got this in your cart. Crumb cake. We're going to bring in crumb cake, and we're going to just come through here and just give him a little bit of, wherever his little stamped ruffles are, if you will, and maybe toward the bottom of his feet. We're going to just add a little bit in here. It just helps to soften that a little bit from the stamping, and it also just gives him a little bit of something, right? We're going to do, that's dark Old Olive. Let's start with light. And we're going to do his little
his little wreath here that's hanging around his neck. Super cute. And then we'll be done. We're going to kind of try to keep open the berries that are on here. Kind of circle around them a little bit. You can go ahead and add in red over top. If you accidentally cover them over, it's okay. You can add the red in. Actually, I added that in kind of later anyway. So there we go. I'm not even going to bother to come through and do like shading on this. I'm just going to keep it really simple coloring and just add in a little bit. Now this is my kind, again, my kind of coloring is the quick and easy, a little bit, made an effort, made it look cute, but I don't want to spend all day coloring. I want to stamp other things and move on. So there we go. There's our little bear. That's all he needs. Not a lot. So if you're making these cards in bulk for your friends, for your family, for your grandkids, whoever you're making them for Christmas, it doesn't require tons and tons and tons of time because there's minimal coloring on, I would say most of them. Whoops, we want that on there. I missed a plate right there. I would say for the, the mouse and the moose are probably your higher coloring ones, right? The polar bear and the owl have less coloring to do, and the polar bear is probably my favorite. It's super cute. All right, so we die cut this guy. Out he comes. I just love this little polar bear. Now, I think I mentioned perhaps in my commentary on when I described the class a little bit that these critters here could transcend Christmas. They don't have to necessarily be all Christmassy, right? So you could probably get away with winter themed cards with this for sure. I mean, there's definitely some play on this without having them be just constantly Christmas. We're going to go ahead and put dimensionals on everything here. Maybe 3 on this one. And then we have our bow and our, bring that back in so you can see it. Okay, have a berry Merry Christmas. Have a berry Merry Christmas. So cute, right? It's like the theme. Kind of punny, but super sweet. And then we're going to put a little bear here off to the side like so. Kind of cover up some of my not so stellar die cut and assemble on that frame. Giving a little bit of this glittered ribbon. It's got some gold in it. Everything shiny for Christmas is nice. This is a carryover from last year's Christmas catalog, so I'm really glad that they continue to keep this ribbon because it is really awesome. So believe it or not, this is 10 inches of ribbon. As I make the bow, they're so much smaller than the ones that I make on my spool. I tend to be very generous when I work with my ribbon off of a spool. And then I always think, oh, 10 inches is plenty. Like, how much ribbon do you need? And then I feel like these little bows are kind of much tinier. But if you have your own ribbon at home, you can be generous with your ribbon too. Just saying. So you can definitely do that. We're going to go ahead and put this guy on here. I think that works out pretty well. Now the embellishment for this one, this whole class, the free embellishment that comes in the mail with your order this week, works beautifully with this card because it's got the blue right in it. So we're going to just put that little cute little bow right there at the bottom. So this is just a little bit different from my original design. So you can see the circle's up a little bit higher. And I thought it was kind of cute. I don't know which one you like better. Circle up higher, circle down lower. I probably lost all of my tools, so I'm just going to grab these off with my fingers, pop these on here. We'll put one down here now. So I've got my little triangle going on there. So there we go, our little polar bear card. I think this is lower too, but I was trying to do a thing with that. So there we go. Polar bear card is card number 4, and I always ask you at the end of the class which one's your favorite. So we're going to grab them all out if I can find them. Polar bear, moose. So we have, we used all the critters this time, so I'm really excited about that. Polar bear and moose. Mouse. Get our little mouse in there. And owl. There we go. Look at how cute these are. This is a really cute card class. So you'll get one each of the 4 cards with your order in my online store this week using my host code. And $40 order gets you a card kit at home, one of each. And the $50 order gets you the embellishment, which you'll be able to use on all of them. I will send ribbon for the 2 that need ribbon. So you'll get those as well. So you got all kinds of good stuff there. So I can't wait to see which card is your favorite. Now at camp, the polar bear card was really, really popular. And the gingerbread card. And the shepherd card. That's like already 3 out of 8. I feel like those were the most popular. All right, let me check on your comments here really quickly. Donna says polar bear, and the polar bear was well made. All right, Michelle likes the second polar bear design better. Awesome, Michelle. I cannot remember who at camp did that. I saw it and I liked it. So there you go. And Kathy says it's a good color theme. I try to make the cards in the class all go together quite nicely. And Corey's here. Hi, Corey. I'm doing okay. I didn't start coughing during the live, so that was like super key. All right, well, that is the card class for today. Please check out your Thursday email. I will be doing something else with this bundle, the Christmas Friends bundle. I don't know why I can't remember that. Christmas Friends bundle. I hope you enjoyed the peek at what we did during our Christmas stamping retreat. I'll be scheduling some more retreats for next year, 2025. I have a couple of small things coming up November, December, but the bigger ones will be spring, summer, and probably October again. So if you're interested in checking out my schedule, just follow me here. Make sure you're on my newsletter list. I share all of the events that you can sign up for. Some of them are to-go options as well. So hi, Sandra Johnson. You're on my mind so much. And I never have 2 seconds to say hi, Sandra Johnson, so I miss you. How's it going out there? All right, so I think I'm going to wrap this up. I went long tonight, and it's Tuesday. It's such a weird day for me to be live. All right, so Sandra has a question. I got to hang out for a minute and see Sandra's question. I want to see if Sandra's got a question for me. So yeah, this was it was a lot of fun to transition the cards from the what was the fern? The fern. I'm thinking, okay. This one, if it was the Happy Holidays, this was in Nests of Winter, the bird suite in the mini catalog. I think that's probably what you're talking about. I don't think you're talking about the little fern that's on top of this one. This is in the Christmas Friends bundle. So hopefully that answers your question. But yeah, this that die is, my craft room is a disaster zone right now. I don't even know where it is. I would share it with you if I could find it. Wait. I have bins everywhere. I have bins and things everywhere. So hold, please. I'm going to show you what that looks like in just a second. This is my bin that has all of the embossing folders, all the die cuts, all of the things for this class. So here's this this die. Looks like this, and it is in the Nests of Winter bundle. So I hope that's the fern that you were looking for, and you're very welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I feel like it worked really, it could work in for so many different things besides the birds, right? It can work in for all kinds of stuff. All right, cool. I think my voice is about done for today. I got to go blow my nose and TMI. But anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Different day, long class. Lots of good stuff. Thank you so much for sharing the love. Until next time, stay inspired, create something beautiful, and keep sharing the love, everybody. Bye.